In this video, we're going to look at more completing the square. In this case, what if we've got a negative x squared? So this is more of the A-B style questions at National 5, and it is one of the basic requirements to be able to perform completing the square questions at higher. So for example, we've got write 7 plus 4x minus x squared in completed square form. Now in my last video, the rules I want to remind you of are half it, square it, minus it. Now the problem with this here is that this is not looking like what we had in the last video where we had the x squared term leading. So what we're going to do here, before we half it, square it, minus it, is rearrange and adapt. Okay? Now what I mean by that is I can rearrange each of these three characters. There's no equal signs in here, but I can rearrange the order in which they come. So I could argue that I've got a negative x squared. Let's put that at the front. I then got a positive 4x, and then I've got a 7. Now, there's no minus sign in front of it. That must imply then that that's a positive 7, so plus 7. So I've rearranged it. Now I need to adapt it. Because I've got a negative x squared here, I'm going to remove a common factor of minus 1. So I'm going to say that's minus 1, and we'll say this is x squared, and this bit here, if we divide that by minus 1, gives you negative 4x. And just as I did before, I'm going to leave the plus 7 alone. That can stay outside. Now we're ready to start playing around with the half it, square it, minus it method. So I'm going to say this is minus 1. I'm going to open a second set of brackets inside the first lot. I'm going to have a pair of brackets with a squared sign. Now, there's no extra characters in here like we had before, so I don't need to put any extra numbers here, but there is going to be a plus 7 on the outside here. Now, the x squared becomes an x. Half that becomes minus 2. Square it is 4, and then minus it. So this is exactly the same as what I did in my last video. I've halved it, squared it, and minused it. Now, I need to tidy things up. So I'm going to multiply out these brackets. Minus 1 times everything. So minus 1 times this set of brackets here is minus x minus 2 all squared. Minus 1 times minus 4 is positive 4. And the plus 7 remains a plus 7. Just to tidy this up then, I've got minus x minus 2 all squared. Positive 4 plus 7 gives us positive 11. Now, in theory, that's okay. This is just classed as bad form, however. It's not always seen as the most elegant way of writing this. If possible, we try not to start off with negative in our statement. So, we've got a positive 11 here. I'm just going to rearrange in the same way as did on this line here. Move the positive 11 to the front. So I'm going to have 11 minus x minus 2 all squared. That's us done. Okay, so another example then. Let's have, I don't know, a random number. 10. Why not? I think I like 10. 10 seems to come up quite a few times in this series of videos. Plus, no, let's make this one minus. Why not? So this can become minus 6x minus x squared. So, same idea again. I'm going to rearrange that so I've got the x squared at the front. So I'm going to have minus x squared minus 6x positive 10. Okay, now it's back in the form that we recognise. So, minus, leave the plus 10 outside. So I'm going to divide each of these two terms by minus 1 and shove them in these brackets. So that divided by minus 1 is positive x squared. That divided by minus 1 is positive 6x. Okay. Notice I've not yet done any completing the square. All I've done is just rearranged, factorised by taking out a common factor of negative 1. Okay. Now we start playing with the completing the square method. So we're going to have a set of brackets, plus 10 on the outside. Inside here, complete the square as normal. That turns into an x. Half it, it's plus 3. Square it is 9, and subtract it. half it, square it, minus it, done. Times all the brackets out so we can tidy it all up. That times the bracket is negative x plus 3 all squared. Minus 1 times minus 9 is positive 9. And then the positive 10 stays as it is. So x plus 3 all squared plus 19. And again, we're starting off with a negative. It's not the most elegant and it is classed as bad form. So we're going to move the positive 19 out to the front. So 19 minus x plus 3 all squared. Just like that. Thank you very much. Try some for yourself.